twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight, o'er the ramparts we watched, were so gallantly streaming, and the rockets' red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave?
Fans, get your Minuteman Press rosters ready as we announce today's starting lineups. Minuteman Press, your first and last step in printing. First, please welcome the starting lineup for from UMKC. Guard, number 11, Jason Taylor. Guard, number 10, Harris Washington. Forward, number 13, David Leonard. Guard, number 22, Samantha Warren. And forward, number 32, Fiona Law. The Roots are led by head coach Marsha Freed. She's assisted by Gordon Gill.
Pretty good games recently in WAC play. Just recently against New Mexico State, she has 17 points and 14 rebounds. She's one to watch getting going on the block early, and she can crash the glass quite hard. So look for her to get things going for the Roos. And also Aries Washington, you got to watch her as well. She's leading the team in scoring this season. This team's a young team. They start 4 sophomores and 1 senior. So it's a young, youthful team, and look for them to get things going against the Wolverines.
If you're Utah Valley, something that the Wolverines have struggled with as of late is giving up way too many offensive rebounds. That's been kind of the story of this season, and with a player like that on UMKC gobbling up all those boards, Utah Valley maybe a little undersized today. They're missing a few players. Going to have to box out like crazy and not try and rely solely on the size of Sam Loggins. It's going to have to be a rounded team effort to get those rebounds. And starting for the Wolverines, first off we have at guard a 5'3" sophomore out of Richmond, California, number 3 Mariah Seals. And we also have a 6'1" junior forward out of Midway, Utah, number 12 Rebecca Mawhinney. Also starting at guard is a 5'7" senior transfer out of Seattle, Washington, number 20 Patrice Toston. We haven't seen her start a whole lot this season. She's getting the nod today. Great player. She just hasn't been translating that into games so far this season. Hopefully she can have a breakout game today. Also starting is a 5'9" guard out of San Diego, California, a sophomore, number 35 Deja Blanks. And then starting at center, the big 6'5" senior out of Boise, Idaho, Sam Loggins, number 40. And then at the helm, the head coach of the Wolverines in her 21st season is Kathy Nixon. The Wolverines have struggled as of late. They've lost 10 of their last 11 games, and they are really looking for a desperate victory here at home.
Not just only a desperate victory, but the first WAC win of the season. It's crucial for the Wolverines to start winning games here on out to get them in good seed play for the WAC championships. Listening to Coach Nixon in one of her interviews, she mentioned that Getting shots to fall in this game is one of the crucial elements of the game, as well as boxing out. Wolverines have had some of the previous games that we've done, Kyle. They've had good looks. They just have not been able to get the ball to go through the hole. So making this home trip, these last 3 games, crucial, getting the ball to go through the hoop.
All right, the Wolverines on the floor in their white jerseys with green trim, and then you've got UMKC with the black jerseys, some white trim and blue numbers. We are ready for the tip. Sam Loggins there up against Law, and the tip goes to the Roos. Handling the ball is Dillard. Dillard at midcourt, picked up by Patrice Toston. Dillard drives to the right side. Ball is poked out off of the Roos, and a quick turnover on the Roos will give Utah Valley possession.
No, that's one of the things the Wolverines have been really good at this year is creating turnovers. They're one of the better teams in the WAC at doing so. So look for them to get hands in the passing lane.
Mariah Seals handoff on the right wing to Patrice Toston. Another handoff, third handoff, a lot of that on the perimeter. Mariah Seals, pick and pop. Loggins is going to shoot it over the top and score. A little right-handed floater. And the Wolverines draw first blood 2-0 with 9.5 to play in the first.
When Sam gets the ball down that low, it's almost a gimme. And getting Sam to score early on in the game is also crucial for the Wolverines.
Heavy pressure again from Toston. Dillard on the right wing. Goes up top to Leathers. Leathers skips over to Washington. Washington drives, kicks back out. Driving into the lane, wide open. And the left-handed scoop is Law, beating Sam Loggins to the cup.
That's going to be a tough matchup throughout the night. Law is really quick, and that's going to be the matchup to watch is Loggins and Law.
You know, Loggins may be able to have that size advantage inside, and Patrice Toston with kind of an awkward shot goes off the glass and good. We talked about her hopefully having a breakout game of some kind, and things are looking good so far. But I was talking about Loggins and Law. Loggins may have the advantage if she gets the ball on the low block because she is so skilled when she gets the ball one-on-one, but Law, if she gets Loggins up on that high post, then it's going to be fun to watch. Yeah, absolutely. Ball right wing. Losing the handle was Washington. Washington steps back. Skip pass out to Leathers. 10 on the shot clock. Finding a lane to the hoop. A nice pass inside to Law. Law kind of ducks under and scores with the left hand. And we are tied up at 4 apiece.
Wolverines giving up a lot really early, low on the blocks to the Roos. Law with their second bucket of the game.
They dump it down to Loggins. Loggins going at Law. Turn, jump hook, no good off the back iron. Good look for Sam, but didn't convert this time. Dillard picked up deep. Toston really giving her some fits. Washington, right wing, picked up by Seals. They're looking for Law again. Law gets it on the right baseline. Jab step, nowhere to go. 6 on the shot clock. Jab step, step back 3 on the way, and good. Nothing but net from Leathers. And the Roos take a 7-4 lead.
That's a pretty impressive shot from the Leathers. Last game she had 12 points and 7 rebounds when they played UTRGV. She can get it going in a hurry.
Patrice Toston up top, hand off to Deja Blanks. And we're going to have an offensive foul away from the ball on Sam Loggins. Loggins trying to talk it over with the official. And that'll be Loggins' first personal and the first team foul on the Wolverines.
Seems like the Roos have came out with all sorts of energy, and the Wolverines have just kind of gone through the motions. The offenses look pretty good for the most part, but on the defense, they're still kind of a little bit motionless.
Washington out in the right corner, back out to Leathers. Dillard gets the ball poked away from Toston, but gathers it back up. Law on the left baseline, picks up her dribble, out to Dillard. 7 on the shot clock. Utah Valley doing a nice job of making them use every second of that possession. Washington step back, goes up over Seals, and it rattles home. Back-to-back buckets for the Roos at the end of the expiring shot clock.
You seriously cannot play better defense than that.
We'll have a pushing foul on the Roos. That's going to go against Waldron as she knocked over Mariah Seals. UMKC leading 9-4 with 6.5 to play here in the first quarter. Checking in for the Roos is number 12, Barrett, and number 3, Bone. Mariah Mariah Seals straight on out to Mawhinney on the right wing. Fakes the three, pass inside to Loggins, and Loggins traveled before she put the ball on the floor. UMKC on a 7-0 run over the last couple of minutes. Bone running point for UMKC, gets the ball poked away. Tostin comes up with the steal, and she has nothing but daylight, but she is blocked. What a hustle play there from Bone. It looked like Tostin thought she had, like I said, nothing but daylight, and some darkness crept in. Behind the back dribble from Bone. Baseline J, no good, rebounded by Deja Blanks. Tostin gets it on the left wing. Back out to Seals. Seals gets a double screen up top. Takes the left side. Takes another screen from Loggins. Pick and pop. Mawhinney has a look from three. It's on the way, and it rattles out. No good. Rebounded by Washington.
Wolverines are on a 3-minute scoring drought while the Roos are on a 7-0 run this last 2.5 minutes.
Law gets it at the right elbow. Spin move goes at Loggins, and Loggins gets a piece. And then the rebound, so a nice defensive stand from the Wolverines, still down 5. Mariah Seals trying to find that lane to go left. She loves driving left. Loggins tries to back down Law and just doesn't get a good look at the hoop. No good, and the Roos off and running. Wide open corner three on the way, and good from Barrett. The Wolverines, a little defensive lapse left her wide open.
Wolverines on the defensive end are falling behind, and also on the offensive end just not getting the good looks, but still, once again, the woes continue on for the Wolverines on offense.
Patrice Tostin gets the handoff. Mariah Seals takes a three. That one's up and good. She answers with a big-time three. 7-12, Utah Valley down.
Now Wolverines just need a solid stop here, be able to box out, get a rebound, and get the ball moving in transition.
Bone gets across midcourt. Tostin trying to pick her pocket once more. Washington goes in through the defense. Seals strips it away, but we're going to have a foul on Seals as she gets the ball. We'll have a media timeout on the floor. It looks like a couple subs coming in for the Wolverines. We'll get to that in a moment. But Josh, Utah Valley, I mean, they're still within range. Just a couple of buckets can turn these things, or can turn the game around really quick. But what do they need to do?
You know, every once in a while we talk about these games, and it goes down to the basics, taking care of the ball. Wolverines have so far 2 turnovers, not too bad. They've had great opportunities getting the ball very low down to Sam Loggins. That's her sweet spot. She hasn't been able to convert thus far, but continuing on the defensive end, it looks like these last 2 possessions, Patrice has had some great defensive moves, getting in, causing some havoc on the ball handler, and also Mariah Seals right there. That looked like a pretty good defensive move. Washington spun into her and it looked like she stripped her, but when you're reaching like that, every once in a while you're going to get caught and get a bad call. But just keeping up the defensive momentum on that side of the floor, I think will transition to good sets on the offensive end. Sooner or later, you're going to have to catch a break on the offensive end, scoring a basket.
You know, Utah Valley this season, especially towards the beginning of the season, they did a phenomenal job of getting to the free throw line.
Absolutely.
They were leading the nation in trips to the line, and then second in the nation in free throw percentage, I believe.
Yeah, they were.
And we've yet to see them go to the free throw line so far today. It's still early. Still got 4:14 left here in the first quarter, but if you're UVU, try and use that strength of getting to the free throw line and get some points on the board that way when your shots are not falling for you.
Yeah, just looking at some of the statistics, Kyle, UVU as a team is shooting for the season 40%, but in WAC play, they're shooting 33.9%, so 34% from the field. That just won't cut it. No matter how good a defense, you have to be able to create good looks for each other on the offensive end as well.
Georgia Agnew checks in for the Wolverines, as well as Taylor Gordon, getting some fresh blood in there. Ball into the Roos, and Bone gets it on the right wing. Jab step, and a wide open three on the way, and good again. Barrett with her second three of the game. She is 2 for 2 from deep.
The Roos bombarding the Wolverines from deep, 3 of 3 from behind the arc. 9 points plus against the Wolverines.
Mariah Seals up top. Mawhinney wanted the three, but nice defense, picked her up quick. Deja Blanks, crossover left to right, goes in, skip pass out to the corner. Taylor Gordon will pull the trigger, and she is short, no good. The Wolverines unable to get a second chance. UMKC leads 15-7 with 3.5 minutes left here in the first quarter. Washington, right wing, calling for a screen. Gets it in, left-handed scoop, too strong from Hussa. And the Wolverines with a chance to cut this lead down. Mawini gets a look, she pulls the trigger and buries it.
Just what the Wolverines need, some momentum on the offensive end, seeing the ball go through, especially from behind the arc. They've struggled from behind the arc this year as well. They've already got 2 to go down, 2 of 4 from the field.
Nice pass inside to a wide open Hussa. Did a great job boxing out her defender. And just like that, it's a 7-point lead. Under 3 to play.
Kyle, you mentioned there's going to be a mismatch for the Wolverines on the block tonight. Just not enough players today.
Georgia Agnew at the left elbow, trying to find some room to penetrate. Deja Blanks goes in and thought she was fouled, unable to get the bucket. Washington comes up the left side. Washington gets it back, left wing. Calls for a screen, gets it. Picks up the dribble, dumps it down to Hussa. Hussa on Mawini, in and out, no good. Had a good look, but Mawini gathers up the rebound. Mawini now with 2 boards and 3 points. Taylor Gordon, right wing, goes to center. Deja Blanks fakes the 3. Goes at her defender, shot goes, but the foul was committed before the basket.
If only we were in the NBA, right?
If only. Mass subs coming in for the Roos.
It looks like Deja's. Rebecca's playing the 4. Very undersized Wolverines out there on the floor right now.
And for UMKC, Dillard has checked back into the game, as well as number 15. Nice inlet pass inside. Mawini gets blocked. So a nice pass stolen by a nice defensive possession there. Baseline jumper no good, but the Roos get an offensive board. Coleman has checked in as well for the Roos. That's who I was trying to find. Baseline J on the way. No good. Ball batted around, and Seals comes up with the board. She does not have numbers. 1 on 3. She pulls up off the glass, in and out, no good.
That was a pretty smart decision to actually come to the jump stop rather than attacking the hoop. Probably should have pulled that out and set up the offense once again.
Dillard running the offense for the Roos. Gets the ball into Waldron. Waldron comes around a screen, step back, pulls the trigger. It's on the way. That is no good, and Taylor Gordon grabs the rebound. 17-10, the Roos lead with a minute to play here in the first. Deja Blanks, left wing. Utah Valley really needing a bucket here. Deja attacks, does her little frog leg split. There's no other player on the floor that does that. I absolutely love it, but she gets the floater to drop. So trimming that lead down to 5, 45 seconds left here in the first quarter.
The Wolverines getting a big stop here and then scoring, finishing out the quarter strong is just what the Wolverines need to keep themselves in this game.
And the ball is lost. Mariah Seals picks it up, 30 seconds left. Looks like 1 second difference between the game clock and the shot clock, so the Wolverines more or less can hold for the last shot. Mariah Seals deep out on the right wing. 10 on the shot clock. There's a double screen on the left side. Seals picks up her dribble out to Deja Blanks. Deja's gonna have to shoot. She is fouled before the shot though. With 3.4 on the game clock. So if you're the Roos, that's a smart foul.
And I absolutely love Deja's tenacity right now. She's attacking the hoop tremendously well right now. Picking up fouls. Sooner or later, I mean, the quarter is going to end, but if she continues this type mentality, the Wolverines are going to be living at the line if you keep this mentality up.
Deja checks out, and Sam Loggins comes into the game. Again, 3.4 to inbound Taylor Gordon on the baseline. Got to get it in. She gets it into Mawini, and Mawini scores. Looks like that's what they tried to do that first time. And it worked out perfectly, trimming that lead down to 3.
What a play. Good screen set. Nobody paid attention to Mawini, and she gets the easy bucket to cut the lead to 3 at the end of 1. Great heads-up play.
Big-time possession for Utah Valley. UMKC, one of their last 6, and they have not scored in the last 3 minutes. So it's been a game of runs so far. UMKC early on went on a 7-0 run to extend their lead, and then Utah Valley counters with a run of their own. So 17-14 early after 1 quarter, but Utah Valley still down and still struggling. UMKC shooting nearly 50% from the floor as a team, 7 of 15, and they are 3 of 4 from deep. That's got to be concerning if you're Utah Valley.
Exactly. That's been one of the woes for the passing and perimeter defense has been sometimes iffy. They play a lot of help-style defense, so that's going to leave a lot of, if you have a lot of ball movement, that's going to leave your shooters open. And so the 3 has been attempted a lot in a lot of the Wolverine games, and a lot of the teams have been knocking down the shots. And it seems like this UMKC team has came to play today, and they're ready to shoot from outside, and they've done a great job of spreading the ball and having shooters get open and knock down the jump shots.
Both these teams. Utah Valley's 2 of 4, so they're shooting 50% from 3 as well, 1 from Seals and 1 from Mawini. But I like the fact that they are not hesitating at the three-point line unless there's someone completely up in their face. If they have enough space to get a shot off, they've shot the ball, which I absolutely love. If they're hesitant, then that's when things fall apart for the Wolverines, if they're too passive and won't shoot the ball. So both teams are doing a great job of that. UMKC has been shooting the ball with hands in their face and knocking them down. So it's been, there's been moments with sloppy basketball, but it's also been pretty fun to watch so far.
Yeah, and the teams have done a great job of sharing the ball. 9 assist totals for both teams.
After 1 quarter, that's pretty impressive.
That's great.
Mawini gets it on the right wing. Looking for a cutter, and they find Agnew. They dump it down to Loggins. Loggins one-on-one, and Loggins traveled again. She has developed a poor habit of shuffling her feet here in this game before putting the ball on the ground.
And that's another costly turnover. The Wolverines had a lot of momentum ending that first quarter.
17-14 at the start of the second quarter. Dillard goes over to the left wing, back out to center. UVU in a zone. Good rotation, and a baseline jumper is short, rebounded by Sam Loggins. Georgia Agnew comes up to center. Now Mawini, right wing, fakes the 3, looks for Loggins. Loggins, jab step, takes a couple dribbles. Nice spin move inside, but hits the front of the rim. No good.
Sam has had some absolutely beautiful moves down on the block and just have not been able to finish early on here in this game.
Dillard goes over to the left, hands it off to Washington. And Agnew gets called for the foul. I thought it was good defense.
Yeah, moving the feet, got her right in the chest, so.
There was no arm slapping right there. I thought that was good D. Dillard gets the inbound, goes over to the left wing, out to Washington, straight on. Washington takes a screen, pulls up for a mid-range J. She's fouled and gets the bucket.
Big time shot from Washington. I mean, she's the leading scorer for this crew. They're pretty evenly spread throughout their scoring game, but she's the leader as a sophomore. Now she's going to go to the line to finish out an and 1. She's got 4 points, 3 rebounds, 3 assists, though, so she's a stat filler so far in this game.
This is the first trip to the line for anyone. No free throws made as she misses that free throw. Patrice Toston back out to Mawini. Taylor Gordon, right wing, out to Toston. Toston takes a screen from Mawini, loses the ball. Picks up the dribble, drives in, left-handed floater, no good, and the ball is poked out of bounds by the Roos.
You know, Kyle, you mentioned this a little bit earlier. The Wolverines have got to be able to get in attack mode and get to the basket. That's been one of their strengths earlier on in this year. And they have some great players that can drive. Deja and Patrice and Taylor Gordon and Georgia. I just got to get them to the line.
Agnew straight on. Out to Gordon. Gordon goes over to the left wing. They dump it down to Loggins. Loggins with the floater, and that goes. Loggins with a nice bucket for the Wolverines, and it looks like Law took a little tumble to the floor, may have turned her ankle a little bit. Hopefully she's okay. But the Roos will inbound, and Utah Valley brings out full court press. Pass inside, tipped by Gordon, but Waldron is there to handle the ball. On the shot clock. Utah Valley really smothering with that zone defensively on the perimeter. Skip pass out to the corner. Washington back out to Dillard. 7 on the shot clock. Jab step. Dump it down inside. Hussa hits the side of the backboard. No good. So a great, much-needed defensive stop from Utah Valley. 7.5 to play here in the first half, and Utah Valley down 16-19. Toston tries dumping it down to Loggins, but Law gets a hand on it. Turnover on Utah Valley. Washington, she just hit one from there, and she'll do it again. That elbow J appears to be her sweet spot.
You cannot leave her open. She is doing a great job finding her rhythm and getting out on the floor, knocking down jump shots.
She's now 3 of 4 with 6 points. Did miss that free throw, but she has 3 boards and 3 assists to go along with it. Utah Valley dumps it down to Loggins once more, and Loggins is fouled this time.
Looks like the Wolverines' point of emphasis on the offensive end is trying to get that ball down really deep down to Sam and let her go to work. She's had some great opportunities, but she hasn't been shooting the highest percentage today.
They are living and dying in the post right now, and I actually like it. I like the fact that they've gone to her because it hasn't been that they've played incredible defense on Loggins in the paint, but Loggins has just missed a couple easy ones. Her last attempt she did make, though, so sometimes it just takes seeing one go in the hole.
Exactly.
Toston, left wing, has nowhere to go, out to Mariah Seals, right wing now. 10 on the shot clock. Toston has a look from 3. She pulls the trigger and buries a three-pointer. 19-21, the Wolverines trim it down to 2 with 6.5 to play in the first half. Toston gets another steal, goes right at Bone, and scores with a left-handed lay-in. Toston coming alive here in the second quarter. We are tied up at 21 apiece. Washington out to Leather, skip pass out to the corner. Bone now has it in the left corner, and Toston steals it again. Mariah Seals comes up to center. Toston with 3 steals tonight already. Utah Valley with a chance to take the lead. Mariah Seals, right wing, out to Agnew. Agnew straight on, pulls back. 7 on the shot clock. Toston steps back, pulls the trigger. Too strong. Had a good look, but rebounded by the Roos.
Patrice on her roll, on a mission on her own to get the Wolverines this lead.
Toston leading all scorers with 7 points. Baseline J on the way and good.
Looked like it was a 2.
It was a 2 by Leathers. She's now up to 5 points on 2 of 6 shooting. Seals hand off to Toston. Toston goes over to the left side. Floater, and that is good. Kind of a sneaky release there.
She is, and she's a lefty, southpaw, you know, so she shoots. You know, you don't guard too many left-handed players, and she just does such a great job adjusting and finishing with that left hand around the rim.
Wolverines short-handed with their roster today, but Toston has been filling it up, making up the difference with 9 points. We're tied up at 23. Washington jump stop, another baseline J, good for Leathers. Leathers finding her sweet spot as well. She's now got 7 points on 3 of 7 shooting.
Washington doing a great job creating, finding an open player. She's got 4 assists and 4 rebounds.
12 on the shot clock. Toston straight on. Finds a lane, lefty floater again. That one rattles in and out. Such a close shot, and the Roos are going to call a timeout. Toston having her way with the defense.
Yeah, she is something else, especially I love that little left-handed flip-up reverse layup. That was smooth.
this is the Patrice Tostin that Coach Nixon brought to Utah.
Absolutely.
You know, she had a couple of breakout games last season as a junior transfer. We haven't really seen this kind of performance from her yet this season, and I'm so happy that we're seeing it.
Yeah, I think it shows credibility of, Coach Nixon giving her the opportunity and her making the most out of that opportunity. 9 points, and they have been big points, coming up with a timely steal, time after time, just being able to create and help her team on both ends of the floor, being the ultimate player right now.
And Tostin becoming this threat for Utah Valley, that's going to open up looks for Mariah Seals and Deja Blanks and really anybody else. Rebecca Mawiney, who has knocked down 2 of her 4 shots. So Mawiney and Seals each with a 3. And, Tostin has a 3 as well. But if they start double teaming Tostin, look for those players to get some open looks.
Yeah, and if we look at the stats right now, the Wolverines are down 3 in the rebounding categories through a quarter and a half of play. So they're not completely getting beat to death on the rebounding end. It's actually been a pretty clean game. Both teams are passing the ball, like we've made mention of that. Now they're at 14 assists total, 8 for UMKC, 6 for the Wolverines. But that's not typical for the Wolverines, even this early in the game, to have 6 assists.
No.
Wolverines have had several games where they've ended the games with 6 assists.
Those haven't been too pretty to watch. But I'm loving, as you said, loving the way that they move the ball right now. So they average about 11 and a half assists per game.
And they're halfway there with half a quarter left on the average.
The ruse to inbound, having a hard time getting it in. Ball poked away. Seals comes up with the steal. Utah Valley looking to tie or take the lead. Georgia Agnew straight on. Now Deja Blanks. Blanks finds a lane. Attacks, is fouled. You talked about her aggressiveness heading, especially on that right side. So she will head to the free throw line. Try and tie this one up with 3:59 left here in the first half.
That's exactly what these Wolverines have to do with being undersized. They're so much quicker than the Roos, so getting to the rim will be extremely important.
Free throw rattles in and out, no good for Deja, but she will get one more. Blank's second free throw is good this time. 1 point lead now for the Roos, 25-24, and Utah Valley brings out the press once more. Nearly a 5-second call. And Agnew pokes the ball away, so the Roos will get another opportunity to inbound.
Wolverines' press has been extremely intense, causing all sorts of buildup for this Roos team. They can't get the ball inbounds.
Leathers checks back into the game to inbound. Lob pass over the top, and with ease finds Waldron. Waldron goes right at Gordon and picks up the blocking foul on Gordon. It's kind of hard to see what happened exactly. Gordon fell down on the ground face first, so she may have been tripped up. Either way, foul on Utah Valley. They get the ball in. Dillard gets it on the right wing. Leathers, mid-range J, and that rattles home. Leathers feeling it. 9 points on 4 of 8 shooting.
She has a nice little mid-range game going for herself tonight.
3-point lead again for the Roos with 3:35 to play here in the first half. Deja Blanks left wing, Mawiney straight on. Agnew, skip pass, corner, and the Wolverines turn it over. Taylor Gordon drove into center and then tried skipping it out to Mariah Seals, and it went through her legs out of bounds. Lob pass inside, Agnew gets a hand on it, but Dillard gathers it back up. Dillard, ball out to Waldron. Waldron right wing. Waldron and Leathers look a little similar. Same with Barrett. Barrett tries saving the ball inbounds and throws it out to the sideline, so Utah Valley will get the ball back. Checking in is Sam Loggins for Georgia Agnew.
You know, that looks like that's the shot you want Kiana to be shooting. That mid-range shot. She was very short, and a great defensive play by Rebecca, not getting burnt by the basket.
Mariah Seals brings the ball up the center. Deja Blanks now right wing, takes a screen from Mawhinney. They dump it down to Sam. Sam turnaround jumper, and that is textbook Sam Loggins right there. Gets it to go. 26-27, Utah Valley down with under 3 to play in the first half. Washington left wing. Law goes right at Sam. Too strong, no good. Mawhinney gathers up a board. Taylor Gordon finds a lane. Nice pass inside. It is poked out of bounds by the Roos. Gordon getting a little too unselfish.
Yeah, that was a great transitional pass to get it up to Gordon and just go up strong with the ball. Try and get yourself to the line if you can't make it.
Mawhinney to inbound on the baseline. Gets it into Deja Blanks. Now Mariah Seals up to center. Blanks. Taylor Gordon in the left wing. Left corner. Pull up. Jumper. Mid-range. That is her bread and butter. And the Wolverines have taken the lead 28-27.
Wolverines have done off great shooting. 5 of their last 7 from the field. Scratching their way back in, up 1.
Dillard out to Washington on the left wing. They dump it down. Leathers gets the ball poked away, but gathers it back up. Dillard skip pass out up top to Waldron. 5 on the shot clock. Washington has to shoot it. Has nowhere to go. They get the shot off, and it goes again for Leathers. I think that is her second shot clock buzzer-beating jumper today.
She already has as many points as she had last game at 12, leading all scorers here tonight.
Mawhinney takes a 3 to answer, no good. Rebounded by the Roos, 1.5 minutes to play in the first half. Law gets it on the left elbow, jab step, pulls up, and nails it with an elbow jumper, and the Roos up 4.
Just as I said, the Wolverines went 5 of 7. Now look at the Roos, 5 of 6 of 8 from the field, answering with a run of for themselves.
Seals will take a 3, that's on the way. Back iron, no good. Battle for the rebound goes to the Roos. Under 1 minute to play in the first half, the Roos trying to extend that lead a little further. Washington, 3, and it goes. The Roos on a huge run to close out the end of the first half. They go up 6. Seals pulls the trigger for 3, no good off the back iron. And the Roos will get another opportunity to score. Dillard picked up by Deja Blanks out by the midcourt line. Dillard tries to get around her, manages to, and Deja Blanks swats it. My goodness, we're gonna have to get a replay on that. Deja Blanks getting mean on him, swats it way out of bounds.
And that's the thing that's so great about Deja. She's guarding a point guard, going to the basket, and she's so much bigger that she can get up and swat that out of here.
Here's the replay. Be nice, Deja.
Great heads-up play.
Utah Valley gets the rebound off a miss, 10 seconds left. Seals will pull the trigger again, off the front iron this time. Gordon tries to tip it out, and a battle for the ball. Looks like we may have a jump ball with 2 seconds left. Possession arrow goes to the Roos.
Not how you wanted to end the second half, or the second quarter if you're the Wolverines. All the momentum in the Roos side. 7-0 run in the last 1.5 minutes.
2 seconds remain, and Georgia Agnew will check back in. No surprise that they try and bring out that press that caused some problems for the Roos earlier on. Mawhinney checks out, and Patrice Toston checks back in. Leathers to inbound. She throws a long bomb. Blanks gets it. She'll shoot a half court. And it goes! She banks it in from half court to finish out the first half. Deja Blanks.
What a shot, Deja Blanks. It couldn't have been a better player to make that shot.
I absolutely love it. The Wolverines, it looks like the officials are going to review it, make sure she got it off in time, which pretty sure she did.
Yeah, that was plenty of time to get the shot off. Here we are looking at the...
Oh yeah, she got it off in time.
Great heads-up play by Deja to get the steal and then even attempt a shot.
Perfect way. Okay, not the... you love the way that they ended that on that shot right there, but you don't want to end on a prayer, per se. So the Wolverines down 3. The official's still reviewing it, but the view that we had on the replay, it looked
Clear as day.
like she absolutely got the shot off in time. They haven't changed the score yet on the scoreboard up top, but they have changed it on our stats. So the end of the first half, 31 for Utah Valley, 34 for UMKC. It has been a game of runs. Josh, what do each of these teams need to do in the locker room to try and come out with a better second half?
You know, on the Wolverine side, you're 45% from the field, doing a great job breaking the slump that you've been in on the offensive end. 45%, you can live with that, and you can win ball games shooting 45% from the field. UMKC, 52% from the field. I think for the Wolverines is getting out, playing some solid defense, not allowing UMKC to get their shots up. 52% from the field. That's hard to win ball games when a team's shooting 52% against you. And then if you're UMKC, you got to keep finding that open player. They're making great looks. 12 assists for UMKC in the first half. That's an excellent job moving the ball. And they have some great players that are in great rhythm. Leathers has 12 points, leading all scorers tonight. And then how about Aries Washington? She has 8 points, 6 rebounds, 5 assists. Great job on her part. And then for the Wolverines, Patrice Toston, she's been a spark off for this Wolverine team. I mean, she started today, got the call from Coach Nixon, and she came in with 9 points.
Definitely had a stellar first half, and we're going to talk a little bit more about these stats and kind of elaborate a little bit more about that. We're going to do a little halftime show, so stick around, but we're going to take a break for now on the WAC Digital Network. Stick around for our halftime show and some second half action here at the UCCU Center.
People talk about life after college, entering the real world. But this is engaged learning. I'm not just reading about it or watching someone else do it. I'm learning by doing. I'm at UVU. I'm in the real world every day.
this moment, it doesn't matter if you save money in 15 minutes. It doesn't matter if your neighbor has the same insurance that you do. What matters right now is the quality of your independent insurance agent.
Glad you're okay, Sarah. We'll take care of everything.
And the company that stands behind them.
Thanks so much for your help.
No problem.
Auto Owners Insurance.
Neil Dastrup Insurance, your local independent auto owners insurance agency, supports UVU athletics.
I don't think of myself as just an undergrad. Okay, so I'm a sophomore, but I'm at UVU where it's all about engaged learning. Leading a project on DNA research, I don't have to wait for grad school to get this kind of experience. As a UVU student, I guess you could say engaged learning is in my DNA. They say the devil is in the details. And in here, there are a lot of details. Flavor, color, texture, temperature, presentation. It all has to be flawless. Pressure? Maybe. But with engaged learning, I get a lot of practice. And I'll bet your homework never tasted this good.
Oh, hey, you got one of those insurance apps too? You know how this thing works?
No, sorry. Not an app, it's my agent.
In this moment,
No, I'm fine, thanks.
it's good to know you have a trusted, independent auto owner's insurance agent who's there when you need them.
Great.
Man, I gotta get one of those.
Auto Owners Insurance. The no problem people.
Neil Dastrup Insurance, your local independent auto owners insurance agency, supports UVU athletics.
Welcome back to the UCCU Center. I'm Kyle Bruder. Alongside is Josh Monson. An exciting finish to the first half where the Wolverines hosting the Roos here. Talk about that last second heave from midcourt by Deja Blanks.
Deja Blanks just making a heads-up play for the Wolverines. You know, she gets the still at half court, takes one dribble, launches it full court or half court, gets it to go, ends the half. Wolverines down 3. And a really crucial time also, Kyle, because Wolverines were down on a 7-0 run right then and there, and then Deja with that miraculous play pulls Wolverines within 3.
And that's humongous. I mean, you really want to finish that first half on a strong note. The Wolverines, up until that point, as you're seeing the replay here, that goes in before the buzzer sounded. But if you go down 6 points, that's a big difference. I mean, I don't really need to say it much more than that, but if you're Utah Valley, that's a huge bucket, especially with the momentum clearly in favor of the Roos at the end of the first half there.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, the Roos did a great job of spreading the ball. They have 12 assists here in the first half. We mentioned that right before we went on break. 12 assists, spreading the ball, and they have shooters everywhere. Aries Washington is doing a phenomenal job in every aspect of the game, and then Leathers is knocking down wide open jump shots, so she's doing a great job, and the Wolverines have got to come out with a game plan in the second half to stop those shooters.
Absolutely. You know, the defense, team defense hasn't necessarily been awesome because there have been a lot of open looks for the Roos. There have been open three-pointers, uncontested baseline jumpers, especially for Leathers. She has really made a living, especially on that left baseline. But the Wolverines have stolen the ball away 7 times already in the first half. 3 of those coming from Patrice Toston, who has 9 points leading the Wolverines. All scorers is Leathers with 12 points, but I mean, Toston, what is she bringing to this team? You're kind of worried about the Wolverines coming out shorthanded, missing a few of their key players, and Toston has really, really stepped up today.
Yeah, she brings a bunch of dynamics for this team. I mean, she's brought active hands on defensive end, but also on the offensive end, she's doing a phenomenal job creating offensively. 9 points for Patrice.
Yeah.
She hasn't gotten a lot of minutes. We talked about that, and she's just done a phenomenal job coming in, providing that spark. And, you know, Deja Blanks has also came in. Those 2 players have came in and done phenomenal jobs. I've really been impressed with them this first half of creating for the Wolverines, helping them on both sides of the floor, and making things happen.
The Utah Valley, they've given up a lot of offensive rebounds. Not today, though, but in the season, they've had a few games where they've given up 20 or more offensive rebounds, which is just mind-boggling. Only 3 so far today, so they've done a really good job of limiting the second chance opportunities for the Roos. And another impressive stat that you like to see is that the Wolverines' assist-to-turnover ratio is in favor of the assists, 7-5.
Exactly, and we're talking about a team that turns the ball over roughly 16 times a game. 5 turnovers at half. I would be ecstatic if that was my team. In any division, any league, any gender, that is a phenomenal statistic for the Wolverines, having just 5 turnovers and 7 assists.
Still losing the rebounding battle, 13-18, but those offensive boards is, it's something that you like to see. So we're going to take another break here on the WAC Digital Network as the Wolverines are warming up, getting ready for the beginning of the second half. Should be in for a good one, so stick around on the WAC Digital Network.
Oh, hey, you got one of those insurance apps too? You know how this thing works?
No, sorry. Not an app, it's my agent.
In this moment,
No, I'm fine, thanks.
it's good to know you have a trusted, independent auto owner's insurance agent who's there when you need them.
Great.
Man, I gotta get one of those.
Auto Owners Insurance, the no problem people.
Neil Dastrup Insurance, your local independent auto owners insurance agency, supports UVU athletics.
doesn't matter if you save money in 15 minutes. It doesn't matter if your neighbor has the same insurance that you do. What matters right now is the quality of your independent insurance agent
Glad you're okay, Sarah. We'll take care of everything.
and the company that stands behind them.
Thanks so much for your help.
No problem.
Auto Owners Insurance.
Neil Dastrup Insurance, your local independent auto owners insurance agency, supports UVU athletics.
You just saw those highlights of the WAC tournament in Vegas last season. Get out there and go to that tournament if you get a chance. That will be in March of this year. March 9th through the 12th, always an exciting time. And we are ready to start the second half. The Wolverines with the ball.
I think this is going to turn out to be quite a second half. It's going to be full of energy and a lot of high-octane offense.
Mawhinney out to Seals. Trying to find logins, but they're crowding the inside. Toston starts the second half once more. Mariah Seals, skip pass to Mawhinney, fakes the pass. Toston goes over to the left, scoop pass into Sam Loggins, and Loggins will go to the free throw line. Love the unselfish play.
Yeah, and Patrice once again getting into the paint, finding the open big. Now she's going to the line for two. She's done an incredible job getting into the paint. Patrice has just...
She's got a very quick first step. Loggins buries the first free throw. That's the second made free throw of the day. Loggins will get one more. It's on the way, and off the front iron, no good. Utah Valley down two with 9.5 minutes here in the third quarter. Washington, right wing. Out to the corner. Leathers fakes it, goes up, and is blocked by Loggins, but she manages to gather the ball back up. Corner three on the way this time is good from Waldron.
And that's been the Roos' strength today, is that outside shooting, 5 of 7 from behind the arc. So 15 points coming from outside, just finding the open shooters, and they're just doing an excellent job of knocking down the shots.
Toston up top, picks up the dribble. Now Mawhinney on the right wing. Mariah Seals finds a lane, left-handed scoop. Looked like she may have been fouled, not sure what happened there. And looks like Law went down to the ground with the ball. The Wolverines wanting a travel, nothing called though. Washington right wing. Dribbles in, kicks the ball back out. Another three on the way, and good from Waldron. Waldron coming alive now for the Roos. They're showing that they have multiple threats from outside. 40-32, suddenly it's an 8-point game with just over 8 minutes remaining in the third. Deja Blanks in the right corner, picks up her dribble. Mawhinney, a nice pass inside to Loggins, and Loggins scores off the right glass.
Great job of the Wolverines getting the ball down low to Sam. Now you just got to get it back on defense and guard those perimeter shooters. Waldron with back-to-back threes, doing some damage to the Wolverines.
Toston putting the pressure on. The Wolverines have gone back to a man defense. And Washington attacks, steps back, no good, and a great box out by Patrice Toston. Comes up with the rebound, Seals out to Mawhinney. Mawhinney pulls the trigger, she's fouled, and she makes it! Huge three from Mawhinney. You could see that foul coming from a mile away. She got it off just in time. What a shot!
You could just tell Washington, the eyes they got big. I'm going to get a swat. Runs right into Mawhinney. That's an easy foul to call. Now she gets the possible 4-point play for the Wolverines. What a big swing of events.
Mawhinney can trim it down to 2 here with a made free throw. And she does. huge 4-point play from Rebecca Mawini. She now has 9 points on 3 of 6 shooting. We have 3 players on the Wolverines with 9 points, Loggins, Toston, and Mawini. Toston, pressure on Dillard. Left wing now is Washington. Washington steps back out. Law, that right elbow, goes right at Loggins, has nowhere to go, and she is fouled. Looks like the foul may go on Toston, as I think Loggins did a pretty good job staying in front of her that time.
Yeah, you're right. It's going to be called on Toston with a block. Law's done a great job of catching the ball on the high block and just going to work on Sam. She's just too quick for Sam out that high up on the perimeter. And she's going to the free throw line, knocking down the first.
And she did, Sam has to respect that because Law did just bury an elbow jumper earlier when she did a little jab step, had some space, took the shot, and nailed it. So her being able to knock that down is big. And an offensive rebound off of the free throw and a foul. So the Roos will get the ball back under the basket, up 3. Waldron. Now into the corners, Leathers. Leathers drives baseline out to Law. Law this time on the other elbow. Goes in, left to right, scoops, scores, and is fouled. So free throw coming again for Law. This game has just been so exciting. Just the runs, it's ridiculous. It seems like the Wolverines catching up. Within 2, take a lead, and then all of a sudden a 7 or 8 point run by the Roos, and then the Wolverines catch up, and it's like the Wolverines haven't been able to put together a run extending a lead more than just 1 or 2 points. So they've yet to do that, but man, this game has been fun. Seals gets a handoff, goes up, left-handed scoop, and she is fouled before the shot.
And Kyle, it looks like both teams kind of went into the locker room and decided, hey, we're going to make some efforts and get into the free throw line. Both teams are already living at the charity stripe.
A lot of penetration so far here, other than that Mawini 3, which was, I mean, you'll take that any day. 44-38, the Roos lead with 6:35 here in the third quarter. They find Loggins down in the paint. She gets the ball stripped away. Dillard up the right wing into Waldron. Waldron, crossover right to left, steps back, picks up her dribble. Now into Law. Law one-on-one against Loggins. Spin move inside, beautiful move, and it rattles home.
She really is a great, tremendous ball player, especially on the block, and she's so systematic. She just takes her time, decides what she's going to do, and then just goes to work on the defender.
Seals finds a lane to the hoop, goes in with the right hand, and the ball ends up in the hands of Loggins, and then Loggins is fouled. Subbing in for the Wolverines is Deja Blanks for Rebecca Mawini. And also checking in for the Roos is number 12, Barrett. She'll check in for Waldron.
Next foul against UMKC will put the Wolverines in bonus.
Wolverines able to get the inbound. Georgia Agnew handle the ball. Agnew goes over to the left side, finds a lane, goes in, and she is fouled by number 12, Barrett. So free throws coming for Georgia Agnew. I feel like this is the Wolverine team that we saw earlier on in the season. A lot of penetration, a lot of trips to the free throw line.
Especially here in the second half, just complete transformation. And the only thing is the Wolverines have been playing fairly good basketball. Just the Roos are knocking down outside shots.
Agnew misses the front end of these 2 free throws. You want to at least split a pair. Her second free throw is good. She does just that. 39-46. The Wolverines bringing the press. They're able to break it. Dillard goes up the left side. Out to Law. Law pulls up for mid-range off the back iron, and Deja Blank skies in for the rebound, but loses it out of bounds. The Roos get it back. Hadley Nielsen will check in for Sam Logan. She'll get her first burn of the game. Nielsen, the freshman center out of Gilbert, Arizona, stands at 6'4". Blanks gets a hand on the ball and then commits a foul.
That's an interesting call to make. They didn't call it when she made the contact with going for the ball. It was after the ball was loose.
At that point, it's kind of a free ball. And
exactly, that's what I was thinking.
Usually you can see players kind of claw and scrape for it and stuff, and you don't see a foul call. But yeah, that was interesting.
Yeah. So Wolverines just have to get another stop here.
Sideline inbound coming, and a nice over-the-top pass into Dillard. 5.5 to play here in the third quarter. Law gets it deep out on the right wing, picked up by Nielsen. She goes right at Nielsen, shoots, and we're going to have a foul, a late whistle. And 2 shots are coming for Law. We'll take a look at the replay here. Nielsen, there was a bump, and it was a foul. I think Law sold it a little bit, but it was a good call. And Law knocks down the first of 2 free throws. She'll get another.
Kyle, there's already been 10 free throws shot today in the second half. Only 3 in the first half, so free throw line is going to be crucial here in the second half.
She makes both, and it is a 9-point lead now for the Roos. Handoff to Seals. Another handoff to Agnew. Taylor Gordon back into the game. Nice pass inside to Nielsen. Nielsen with the jumper. She gets it to go. Press again from the Wolverines. They find Law wide open at midcourt, so they're able to break it. Washington on the left wing. Pass inside is stolen away. Mariah Seals has it. She goes up the left side. Looks like she's going to attack. She goes right at Dillard. So free throws coming from Mariah Seals. The Wolverines have gone to the free throw line, like you said, quite a few times, but they've got to knock those down.
Yeah, the Wolverines as a team had been shooting at a fair percentage, especially for how much they were going. Like you mentioned, they were one of the top teams in the country getting to the free throw line, and they still shot a fair amount, a fair good percentage from there. And today they're just 57%, 4-7. See if Mariah can get both these to go down and help trim this lead to within 5.
We'll take a break real quick on the WAC Digital Network, and we'll be right back for some more third quarter action.
Oh, hey, you got one of those insurance apps too? You know how this thing works?
No, sorry. Not an app, it's my agent.
In this moment,
No, I'm fine, thanks.
it's good to know you have a trusted, independent auto owner's insurance agent who's there when you need them.
Great.
Man, I gotta get one of those.
Auto Owners Insurance. The no problem people.
Neil Dastrup Insurance, your local independent auto owners insurance agency, supports UVU athletics.
People talk about life after college, entering the real world. But this is engaged learning. I'm not just reading about it or watching someone else do it. I'm learning by doing. I'm at UVU. I'm in the real world every day.
Welcome back out of the timeout. The Wolverines down 41-48 to the visiting Roos of UMKC with 4:41 to play here in the third quarter. A lot of time left, and these teams have been going on runs back and forth. Mariah Seals, just barely, in case you're just tuning in, attacked the basket on the left side. Unable to connect, but she was fouled, so 2 free throws coming for Mariah, a.k.a. Minnie Seals. Her first free throw is on the way, and good. 42-48. Seals now with 4 points, kind of a quiet game for her. Make that 5 points as she buries both free throws. Dillard crosses midcourt. The zone defense for the Wolverines, they switched back from, they were playing a man for a little bit, and the zone has just been stifling. Three-pointer on the way, no good. Taylor Gordon comes up with the board.
That's a rare missed three on the Ruse part.
They've shot up until that point, they were 75% from three. They're now at 67, so they're 6 of 9 from deep, which is just ridiculous. Seals goes up, finds a lane, and gets her shot blocked. And Seals comes up with a steal, just snatches it right out of the hands of Dillard. So Utah Valley with another chance to score here. Seals straight on, looking for Loggins. And we've got a foul, this time on Hussa. Got a little too physical with Loggins.
Like we said, we're in the bonus
This is
here.
bonus time, so Loggins with the chance. You know, this is, if you want to go to the line, I mean, this is the time. There's still a good amount of time, almost 4 minutes remaining here in the third quarter, and if the Wolverines can continue to go to the line and knock them down, as Loggins just knocked down the first of two.
You know, the best part about, especially when you're a team trailing like the Wolverines are right now, is the free throws will stop the clock.
Yes.
So it's free points. I mean, it literally is free for the Wolverines. And so this is a great time for the Wolverines to capitalize and really trim that lead down.
Loggins will get one more. Her free throw is good. She buries both of them. Loggins will check out, and Rebecca Mawhinney will check back in. The Wolverines ready and waiting to full court press again. They get the ball in Waldron. And Waldron is fouled by Deja Blanks.
And that's going to send the bonus situation for the Ruse. So now it's going to be a free throw extravaganza here these next 3.5 minutes.
Yeah, it's going to be a long 3.5 minutes. Buckle up.
And it's just crazy to think that in the first half, we only had 3 free throws total.
Free throw on the way, and good for Waldron. She's now up to 7 points with a rebound and an assist to go along with that. 2 fouls on her. No one really in foul trouble. There's no player on the floor with more than 2 fouls. Deja Blanks gets the rebound off of the miss. And the Ruse lead 49-45. Right wing is Taylor Gordon. Now Tostin gets it straight on. Tostin, step back. Crossover, goes up with the left hand, and looks like she was knocked over, unable to connect. Dillard crosses midcourt. Tostin staying with her. The Wolverines have switched back to a man, so they've just been kind of switching back and forth from man to zone. And I kind of, I like the strategy because that can really throw you off as an offense. And a wide open look on the way, and good for Moore. Moore with her first attempt and first make of the game. A little defensive lapse there. And the Ruse make the Wolverines pay for it. 51-45. 2.5 to play here in the third quarter. Seals step back, shoots a long 2 and buries it.
Looks like Seals seems to get going, and then another foul by the Wolverines.
Gordon tried to jump in the passing lane, and there was contact. So again, it's going to be a long couple of minutes. Heading to the line again is Waldron. Waldron is 1 of 2 from the free throw line. Free throw up and no good off the front iron. Checking in for Dillard is Bone. Now Tostin picked the pocket of Bone a couple of times earlier on in the first half, so I'm wondering if Bone will protect the ball a little bit better or if Tostin will gobble up another steal. Seals drives over to the left wing, decides to pull back, call play. Double screen coming for Seals. Doesn't really take it. Back out to Deja Blanks. Now Tostin on the right wing. Taylor Gordon, jab step, drives baseline. Seals has a look from three. That's on the way. No good. Short, and Tostin skies in for the rebound.
She has just been phenomenal today. Doing everything you can ask for in a ball player.
Now Utah Valley's got to reward her for the effort. Tostin drives baseline, tries to throw it, and the Wolverines managed to get it. I'm not sure who it was off. It looked like Deja Blanks and Tostin were kind of thinking about touching it because they didn't know who touched it last, but UVU will get it back.
That was a unique play, and from our angle, I thought that ball was going to go in. Just
yeah,
with the
from our
deflection.
angle, yeah, that would have been amazing. Moore checks out of the game, and Law checks back in for her. 10 on the shot clock. Mariah Seals straight on. Tostin has it on the left wing. She goes over to center, picks up the dribble, looking for Loggins. Loggins doing work, goes up. She is fouled and will head to the line.
It's a good call by the Wolverines. Going down into Sam and attacking Law. She's been phenomenal on the offensive end for the Roos, so getting her out of the game could be a plus for the Wolverines.
Loggins, who just knocked down a pair of free throws. She knocks down another. 3 straight free throws for Sam Loggins. She trims the lead down to 4. This is kind of the area where the Wolverines have had a hard time, breaching that 3 or 4 point gap. She makes another free throw, so a 3-point lead now for the Roos. They're able to inbound. They get it into Waldron. Now Law gets it up across midcourt. Now Bone has it. Bone picked up by Tostin. Washington out on the left wing. Seals. A lot of pressure on Washington. Washington drives to the baseline. And a 3-pointer on the way, and good from Waldron.
And yet another 3 from the Roos. That's their 8th 3 of the game.
Waldron is 3 of 4 from deep. Excuse me, make that 5. Hang on a second. Waldron, yeah, 3 of 4 from deep. I was looking at that wrong. And looks like the Wolverines scored in the meantime. I wasn't watching. Tostin trying to get a hand on the ball. 20 on the shot clock. About 30 seconds left on the game clock in the third quarter. Washington picked up the dribble. They dump it down into Waldron. And a 3-pointer on the way this time. No good from Leathers. And Utah Valley can hold for the last shot of the quarter. Mariah Seals walks it over to the right side of the floor. A lot of distance between her and the basket. 5 on the clock. Looks like Seals may try and take it. No, Mawhinney fakes the pass, shoots the 3, and buries it! What a way to end the third quarter. Mawhinney with a 3, and it is a 1-point game.
Great play by the Wolverines, and what created that is she could have shot it right when she caught it, but she did the pump fake that created even more space for her to get the shot off, and she knocks it down.
The replay, she faked it over to the right corner and then just knocks it down. Love it.
Great heads-up play by Mawhinney, and now she has a dozen for herself on the night.
12 points, 3 of 5 from 3 of 5 from deep, 4 of 9 from the field. So 12 for her, 15 for Loggins. Loggins quietly having a big game. Some of those points coming from free throws as well. She's 5 of 6 from the line, so send her to the line some more.
Yeah, she's done a great job, and we mentioned that the Wolverines have kind of fallen off on scoring at the free throw line. They've worked their way back up to 77%, 10 of 13 from the free throw line. That's not bad at all.
No. And both teams are shooting the ball well from the floor. UMKC at 53% as a team. And UVU at 48% from the field. And UVU fans, if you have any interest, the Wolverines and UMKC fans alike The game for the men's team is currently on the WAC Digital Network. The Wolverines on the road against the Roos. So feel free to tune into that after this game. And on the replay, Mawini with that nice pass inside to her, she's able to score, and Tostin just picks the pocket of Bone and the careless dribble. And the reverse lay-in goes for Tostin there.
And the Wolverines, coming into the half, they were out-rebounded by 6, and they've been able to, they're still down by 6 of the rebounding category, but they're not getting absolutely crushed on in the rebounding. Second chance points, UMKC, is that's what's kind of been a difference maker. They're +5 on the Wolverines and +5 with the bench, but points in the paint have been strictly the Wolverines.
The Roos to inbound on the sideline, having a hard time getting it in. Finally, Bone gets some space. And we are underway, the final quarter of this matchup. It's been an exciting one. The Roos lead 55-54. Washington goes right at her defenders, kind of double clutches midair and scores. So Washington now up to 10 points.
She's been an efficient player, 5 of 7 from the field as well. 7 rebounds, 6 assists.
Tostin gets the ball in the right corner, and she pulls the trigger and buries it! Corner 3 from Tostin, and Utah Valley ties it up at 57. The Roos try and lob it, throw a Hail Mary pass, and it goes out of bounds. So UVU with a big 3 from Tostin and a chance to take the lead here. Tostin hadn't scored at all in the second half. All 9 of her points had come in the first half, and then she scores with a timely three-pointer. 3 players in double figures now for Utah Valley: Sam Loggins, Patrice Tostin, and Rebecca Mawini. Tostin picked up her dribble, but Mawini gets it up top. Now Seals, nice pass inside, give and go into Mawini. Mawini's fouled. She does not connect, but free throws coming for Utah Valley.
Great heads-up play, and getting Rebecca to the line is just what you need if you're the Wolverines. And looking to recapture the lead. I think that's only the 3rd time of the day.
And there's been 3 lead changes. Mawini misses the free throw. She will get 1 more. Game has been tied 5 times.
Mawini just a 67% free throw shooter.
And it rattles in and out and back in again. So the Wolverines have taken the lead. And UMKC has led this game for 26 minutes, while Utah Valley only about 2 minutes. Washington dribbles over to center, skip pass out to the corner, jumper on the way, no good, and a big, aggressive rebound by Deja Blanks. That's her 3rd of the game.
See if the Wolverines can increase their lead here.
Tostin, little Euro step, too strong, and rebounded by Leathers. Still a 1-point lead for UVU with 8.5 to play. Dillard gets a screen, gets the ball back out to Leathers. Now Washington. Law goes right at Loggins. And Waldron mishandles the ball and turns it over. So UVU with a chance to extend their lead. I haven't said that many times today.
Yeah, and the Wolverines are being able to get some timely turnovers here in the 4th quarter. But it's been the Roos that have been creating those turnovers, just making mental errors, allowing the Wolverines to increase their lead.
Seals out to Deja Blanks in the corner. She lost her shoe. Kind of bizarre. The Wolverines looks like they're going to hold on, wait for Deja to get it back on. She does. Crossover right to left, skip pass out. Tostin fakes the 3. Nope, she takes it, and it is no good. But Deja Blanks is there to rebound it. It's stripped. Mawini gathers it up and scores. It's a 3-point lead for the Wolverines, 60-57 with 7:41 to play here in the game.
Wolverines have been able to be very gritty and grind it out through some slumps today. UMKC has gone on several big runs, and the Wolverines have kind of struggled to get back into those, get out of those ruts. And they've done a phenomenal job here in the 4th quarter, opening up, just being able to play team basketball and play solid team defense.
Looking at the rebounding battle here, UMKC still leading 26-21, but a big number to look at is only 6 offensive rebounds for UMKC, and we're in, the fourth quarter is almost half over, so I think the Wolverines have done a great job of boxing out. They're not winning the rebounding battle, but they are at the same time, comparatively speaking to earlier on in this season and as of late. So a 3-point lead for Utah Valley. They're on a 6-0 run over the last 2 minutes. Can they keep it going?
I think they have some really good momentum going, and they have some players that are just playing some phenomenal basketball, just stepping up, playing more than what they're asked of. Typically, and throughout the season, Teresa's done a phenomenal job. Deja's done a phenomenal job. Sam has done a great job. Rebecca. And I think it's just been a whole team effort for the Wolverines to get this 3-point lead, and I think they can increase it here. And we've mentioned they're a great team at creating turnovers. And they have 11 turnovers that they've created. 11 of those turnovers, Kyle, have 9 steals. Just being able to get active hands and break up the passing lanes.
We're absolutely in for an exciting finish here. Man, that fan was having fun with it. The Roos to inbound, and the Wolverines bring out the press. They get it out to Law, who was wide open, and then Dillard will hold back, wait for her squad to get down the floor. Now Washington on the left wing, back out to Leathers. Leathers drives in, right-handed scoop, and it rattles out, no good. Battle for the board goes to Deja Blanks. 2-on-1, Mariah Seals passes to Blanks, and Blanks lays it in!
Great heads-up play, but Mariah actually thought she was going to take it all the way and make a faulty error.
She definitely chose the right path. The Wolverines lead by 5, which I believe is their biggest lead of this game. And another wide open Jay, in and out, no good. But an offensive board goes to the Roos as Law cleans it up. Utah Valley's been leaving Leathers wide open on that baseline Jay, and she hit a lot of those in the first half. So Utah Valley a little lucky here that she hasn't been knocking them down. UVU 62-57, and Seals takes a 3, and it rattles out. Thought it may have had a friendly bounce, but it does not. 6:20 left here in the game. Washington, right wing. Washington finds a lane to the basket. Back out, baseline Jay on the way, and good. We just talked about that. Leathers knocks it down this time.
She has quick release time, one of the quickest I've seen in the games that we've done.
Mariah Seals hands it off to Georgia Agnew. Agnew behind the back dribble, goes over, around a Sam Logan screen, finds a lane and scores with the right hand. Lead back up to 5, 64-59, 5:45 to play. Agnew could have been called for a foul. They let it go. Right wing, Washington, straight on, now out to Waldron. Waldron on the left wing. Washington in the left corner. She drives baseline, finds a lane, and she gets her shot blocked. Deja Blanks gathers it up. Deja Blanks can go one-on-one against Dillard. Deja's gonna go at her, and it rattles out, no good. But the ball will stay with Utah Valley.
Good job by Deja pushing the tempo, and even the defender moved out of the way. Dillard just had a weird bounce. Once it hit the rim, it bounced extremely strangely off the rim. And luckily the Wolverines catch a break and it falls off a Rue defender.
Blanks with 8 points, 6 rebounds, and an assist. She'll check out, and Taylor Gordon will check in for her. Gordon inbounds it to Seals. Back out to Georgia Agnew. Agnew calling for some rotation. Crossover right to left, goes in, and cannot connect. The ball goes out of play off of the Roos. Free Coach Freeze wanted a traveling call, which I kind of agree with her. It looked like Agnew shuffled her feet a little bit. But we'll have a timeout on the floor with just under 5 minutes remaining here in the game, and Utah Valley has managed to turn things around, down as much as 9 points early on, and they currently lead by 5.
Yeah, and they've clawed their way back into the game by, taking better shots and playing better defense. Wolverines are, at half, it's slightly better. 49% from the field for UMKC, 47% for the Wolverines. So both teams, UMKC, they've dropped a couple percentages, and then the Wolverines have increased a couple percentages. Both teams have gotten themselves to the line. Wolverines have been able to get themselves to the line more, and that's really been a difference. The Wolverines have 5 more free throws. They're up 5. Great job of the Wolverines offense recognizing that, making adjustments, and getting to the things that they do as a team that makes them successful.
And Utah Valley up to 13 assists. They haven't had quite as many assists here in the second half, but they've definitely been sharing the ball a lot better. Eagles with 5 of those assists, 3 of them from Gordon, 2 from Agnew, 1 from Toston, 1 from Winnie, 1 from Blank. So really everyone that has gotten some play today has. The only 2 people who haven't tallied an assist are the 2 centers, Sam Loggins and Hadley Nielsen. And forgive me if you mentioned this earlier. I was looking over some of the numbers, but UVU only down 2 in the rebounding battle now, 28 to 26. So they've really done a much better job with those rebounds and offensive boards. Utah Valley was 6 and 7 for UMKC, so that number has stayed relatively low given the history.
Oh, absolutely, and that's came strictly from the Asia getting the rebounds for this Wolverine team.
She's been an absolute beast with 6 of those boards. She leads everyone on Utah Valley in rebounds. The only player on the floor with more is Washington, who was kind of close to a triple-double. I don't think she'll quite get it, but she's got 10 points, 7 boards, and 7 assists, so a very, very efficient game for Washington. 5 on the shot clock. Agnew passes it in, and they lose the ball out of bounds. She tried sneaking it into Loggins, but it results in a turnover.
And with how tall Sam is, it's just really hard to throw it down so low for a post player. Very rarely are they going to be able to snag that up.
Subs in for Utah Valley. Mawini checks in for Georgia Agnew, and Deja Blanks checks in for Taylor Gordon. Press coming once more. They're able to get it in over the top of Seals, and Washington controls the ball. Washington picked up by Toston. They're in a man D. Waldron gets the ball back out to number 12, Barrett, and a skip pass out to Washington is nearly stolen away, but a corner 3 on the way, no good. Deja Blank's battle for the board gets knocked over, and a wide open 3 on the way off the back iron, but another chance. This is what the Wolverines want to avoid, is all these second and third chance opportunities. Waldron on the right wing takes a screen, dribbles over to center. Washington left wing. Washington back out to Barrett, and she goes in. What a layup. Oh my.
Switches it over in midair.
That is such a difficult layup. She drives in like sweeping into the right side and scoops it in on the left side with the left hand. That was a thing of beauty. Mawini fakes the 3 on the right wing, finds a cutting Loggins, and Loggins with the soft hands scores 66-61.
2 Rue defenders get caught up on the same player, and Sam just slips the screen, curls the pick, and gets an easy layup.
Washington picked up by Seals, finds a lane to the basket, steps back, passes out to Leathers. Law goes right at Loggins and scores. 3-point lead now. And press coming from the Roos. Mawini calling for some help. Gets the ball into Seals. Seals is going to have to cross midcourt, and she does. Under 3 to play here in the game. Utah Valley up 3. Seals, left wing, back out to center. Seals attacking, goes up, gets the ball taken away, but Leathers stepped out of bounds as she was touching the ball, so a lucky break there for UVU.
Good heads-up play by Leathers. Mariah having a struggling day shooting the ball, but doing a great job distributing the ball. 5 assists for Mariah.
Tostin gets the ball. Tostin finds a wide open lane and gets it to rattle home. I have no idea where the defenders went. And Mawini was wide open under the hoop too, so that was kind of bizarre, but Utah Valley goes up 5 again. Barrett, right wing, finds a lane to the hoop, kicks it back out to Leathers. Washington, a deep 2, and she buries it. She does not shoot a lot, but man, she has been efficient. Washington now 7 of 10 from the field with 14 points. Excuse me, that is 12 points, 6 of 9. I got ahead of myself there.
That was a great heads-up play by Deja, pushing the tempo, and then when she saw it wasn't there, she pulls the ball back out so the Wolverines can eat up some clock.
Seal straight on, Mawini has a look. This could be a backbreaker! She knocks down a 3! A minute 45 to play here, and Mawini knocking down big shot after big shot. 18 points for her, 6 of 9 from the field. And a a foul away from the ball on Deja Blanks. That is going to be her 3rd personal. And that is only the 1st team foul on Utah Valley here in the quarter. Tostin will check out of the game, and Georgia Agnew comes back in.
Now here, you just have to stick to the basics here on defense. Guard the shooters, contest the shots, but don't pick up a ticky-tack foul.
Leathers gets it on the baseline. Picks up her dribble, shoots the ball, no good, and Blanks nearly comes up with the board, but it ends up in the hands of Washington. Blanks tips it, and it goes in favor of Utah Valley. You gotta love Blanks' tenacity, and she went up for the rebound, the ball got tipped away from her, and then she forces it out of bounds off of the ruse.
And she just stays with it. She is just so energetic and so full of aggressive nature that it lacks sometimes on the floor for the Wolverines. But when she comes in, it's an instant spark. Carly Norris does it for the team. Mariah has her moments where she's just so explosive. But today, Tostin and Blanks have been, in my opinion, the story for this Wolverine team to help them get this lead and just propel them to coming back from being down almost double digits, coming down 9 several times throughout the ball game. Hats off to those 2 players. And Sam Loggins, like you mentioned, Kyle, she's had a silent game that we haven't really acknowledged, but she has 17 points. So she's done a phenomenal job.
She's done it very quietly. I'm kind of like it's eye-popping whenever you see 17 points for Loggins right now. But since we're under 2 minutes to play, the officials are reviewing that last play where the ball got knocked out of bounds. So we can't see it from our angle here, but we're going to see if they overturn it or if the Wolverines will retain possession. A minute 29 remaining in Utah Valley in a nice position here. It is all but over. But there's crazy things that can happen. I will not rule out anything, especially with the very quick bursts that both of these teams have provided offensively.
And the way that the Roos can shoot that outside shot.
Yes.
6-point game, that's very doable for this team to come back from. And we also failed to mention Rebecca Mawini. She has 18 points, 6 of 9. So Wolverines, I think this has been one of the most complete Wolverine games for this team of the season. And they're down players. It's been phenomenal to watch.
You love seeing players that don't play quite as much really step up and have breakout games, like Patrice Tostin, for example. She's got 14 points. Has just been absolutely stellar. 9 of those came in the first half when the Wolverines were in desperate need of some scoring. And they overturn it, so it will stay with the Roos. The Roos will get possession back. And both teams have fouls to give, only one team foul, so you can afford to play a little aggressive defensively here. They get the inbound. They get it into Waldron. Waldron out to Leathers. Leathers gets it picked away, and Mawhinney dives on the floor, gets the ball. There's a scrap for it, and we have a jump ball. Possession arrow goes back to Utah Valley.
Great defensive play by Rebecca Mawhinney. And once again, getting a UVU takeaway.
Deja Blanks to inbound right in front of us. Gets it into Agnew. Agnew deep out in the corner. She's going to need a little bit of help, and it looks like there is a foul committed by Waldron. That'll be her third personal. 1:18 left on the game clock, and a fresh shot clock for Utah Valley. Deja Blanks to inbound. She hasn't got it in yet. She gets it into Seals. Seals able to dribble through defenders and gets it across midcourt. Now Mawhinney handles it. And Mawhinney is bumped from behind, so that'll be 2 quick fouls on the Roos. That'll be their third team foul. Coach Freeze telling her players to go for the steal, but foul if you're unable to get it. So they go in and they do foul quickly. That'll be the fourth team foul. One more will send the Wolverines to the bonus. You may want to try and get that into Loggins, because she's been stellar from the free throw line.
Yeah, she's really had a great job at the line.
And they do. Loggins comes up with the ball. Loggins ends up passing it, and now Deja Blanks will go to the free throw line. So Utah Valley, kind of a dangerous possession there, but free throws coming for Deja Blanks. Utah Valley, 11 of 15 from the charity stripe. Deja Blanks is 1 of 2. Deja's first free throw rattles in and out, no good. So the fouling game paying off a little bit for the Roos, but Deja will get another. Free throw good. She makes the second of 2, so Utah Valley now leads by 7 with 1:06 left.
And you just don't want to get a silly foul. Here's the Wolverines. Play good defense. If they get a good look, that's fine. Just don't do anything silly.
The Roos looking for a 3. And a contested 3 on the way off the front iron, but an offensive rebound by Law. Dillard. And it looks like the ball was tipped out of play on the Roos. The officials may review that, I'm not sure, but the Wolverines will call timeout either way with 50 seconds left. So Utah Valley clawed back, as you said earlier, from a 9-point deficit and now lead by 7. So the officials will review that. The Roos were complaining, thinking that the ball was off of Utah Valley. So we'll see if the officials overturn yet another play. Checking in for the first time today for UMKC is number 23. That is Laderica Paul.
The Wolverines have 30 points in the paint to the Roos 16. Shows complete opposites. Both teams have been able to do, respectively, I feel like they've both been able to play respectively their type of ball game. And the Wolverines have just been able to outfight them, especially this fourth quarter. This fourth quarter for the Wolverines has just been absolutely phenomenal for them. It's what's propelled them to the 7-point lead that they have right now with 50 seconds left in the ball game. It's been getting themselves to the line and then playing good defense, being active in the passing lane and out on the perimeter.
I've been very, very impressed with the assist-to-turnover ratio for Utah Valley. 15 assists as a team and only 7 turnovers. So
it's almost unheard of.
Utah Valley is very consistent with having quite a few more turnovers than they do assists.
Yeah, and I think also what could be play an important role is the small ball that the Wolverines have to play. They have a lot more players that are capable of handling the ball and making good decisions with the ball. They have practically 4 guards out there. They have Tostin, Seals, Georgia, and Blanks is listed as a guard, but she plays all 5 positions.
Yeah, she really does it all. And again, Blanks, not quite in double figures, 9 points for her with 6 rebounds. She's just, I don't know, like she's done so many of those like intangible things that
don't really show up on a stat sheet.
Yeah, exactly. Like she has been the difference maker. She's had some huge, timely rebounds, and it's just been a well-rounded performance from everyone. It's been very, very impressive to watch.
It really has been. As we were talking about the fourth quarter, Kyle, the UVU has shot 58% this quarter.
That's crazy.
And now the Wolverines are ahead in the field goal percentage.
So UVU will get possession back. They inbound it into Seals. Seals trying to run away. She manages to let some time come off the clock before she is fouled. So 45.5 seconds remain, and Seals will go to the line. Mariah Seals is 2 for 2 from the free throw line so far today. But a quick 3 from the Ruse can make things very interesting. Seals knocks down the free throw, and she will have another. (73-65). Mariah Seals now with 8 points on 2 of 11 shooting, 3 of 3 from the line. She does have 6 assists as well. She misses the second, and the Ruse get the board and call timeout immediately. So 45 seconds basically, and UVU leading by 8.
Now you have to know Coach Freeze is drawing up some sort of play for her shooters to get open.
Absolutely, and Utah Valley with only 1 team foul. So, I mean, this is kind of the perfect position if you're Utah Valley. Like, you can really afford to be super aggressive. You have, 3 fouls to give here. So, I don't know, Utah Valley really, they just have to not do something really, really dumb.
Exactly.
To come away with a victory here. Or barring, UMKC hitting some very difficult shots, which they have done today. So I'm not ruling that possibility out either, but it is in favor of the Wolverines closing it out here.
The hard thing for the Wolverines this possession also is who do you match up, who do you focus on, because UMKC, they have 4 players in double figures.
There's no one that you can really focus on. You've got Washington, who is very efficient, especially from mid-range. Leathers, who has knocked down a lot of big shots. Waldron, who's 3 of 6 from 3. And then Law, who has knocked down jumpers. Everyone's just got to make sure that they stick on who they have and talk to each other. They're able to get the inbound. The Wolverines don't really utilize the press. Spin move inside. Washington scores an easy layup and trims that lead down to 6. Seals goes up the right side. They haven't fouled yet. Now they do. So Seals will go to the line again with 35 seconds left.
Yeah, that was a great possession for the Wolverines to just take up every second they could possibly and get Mariah back to the free throw line. She's 3 or 4 from the line today. And the Wolverines will surpass 20 free throws today. I would not have guessed that if you were to look at the first half.
No way. The first half, let's see. They only shot 2 free throws in the first half, I believe.
And Sills makes the first free throw.
74-67, Seals will get another. And it is good. That makes 4 Wolverines in double figures today. Utah Valley will call timeout and try and draw something up. Defensively, I mean.
Yeah, They tried the press last time. It was not very efficient. I think they'll still go with that press, just take up time. But Washington made quick work of that press that the Wolverines had.
If you're Utah Valley, you may want them to allow them to get the ball inbounded just inside the baseline so that they have to move it up the entire length of the floor.
Yep.
If they do some kind of long bomb over the head pass, I mean, the clock isn't going to start until they already have it past the midcourt line. So
Exactly, and even with that Anderson, or I keep calling her Anderson, Washington's play, that's still 8, 9 seconds to run the whole floor. So just like you said, having them catch it closer to your hoop is ideal. We'll see what the Wolverines do here with the last 35 seconds.
Utah Valley has 2 timeouts left. So if UMKC does get a quick bucket here, Utah Valley can afford. And the lob pass goes into the hands of Law, but Law is fouled before the shot. Just kind of one of those 50-50 toss-ups in the middle there.
Rue's fortunate they could come up with that and luck out with a foul on Law.
Bone to inbound. Finally gets it into Washington. Washington drives over to center, and Washington is fouled by Mariah Seals. 31.5 seconds remain, and a fresh shot clock for UMKC. Waldron at the baseline to inbound, gets it into Washington. Washington tries driving over to the left side, but decides to go right, goes up, and lays it in. 24 seconds left, Deja blanks, inbounds to Agnew. And the Wolverines trying to hold and go to the line again.
They're able to eat off 9 seconds. And Mawini, 68% from the free throw line this season.
She's 2 of 3 today.
Although interesting, she's 0 of 4 in WAC play, so.
Not anymore.
There she goes.
She knocks that one down. 19 points now for Mawini. She can get 20 with a free throw here. And she does. 20 points for Rebecca Mawini.
I don't really think there's much you
Utah
can do
Valley
here.
still up 8. Agnew decides to foul. So no more fouls to give for Utah Valley. And Bone will inbound on the sideline just in front of us. And a long 2 on the way and good for Leathers. And a little confusion on the floor. Not sure what's going on here.
I think one of the officials is talking about the time.
Okay.
But I don't know if I think they're wanting to see if they add more time after that basket.
77-69. Utah Valley up. With about 13 seconds left, we'll see if the officials put a little bit more time back on, which is likely. But Josh, I got to ask you, who is the Wolverine player of the game?
Oh, gall. That's a tough one.
I mean, you look at the stats, and you probably want to say Rebecca Mawini because she does have 20 points to lead all scorers, but you've also got Toston, who was the spark today.
Yeah, I think I would have to go with Patrice because Patrice has got very, very little minutes this season, and she has just came in, and it's almost as if she's been in this position the whole season.
And then you can't forget about Sam.
Yes.
17 points, 6 of 9 shooting, 5 of 6 from the line with 5 boards. You can't ask for a better line from her.
Yeah, this has been, this season of the games that I've done, this has been a complete total game for the Wolverines. especially the second half. The second half was much better, and the fourth quarter has really been a struggle for the Wolverines this season, and they came out and had an extremely good fourth quarter.
And the ball was tipped out of bounds as Blanks was trying to inbound it to Mawini. So she will do again, this time on the sideline. Into Seals, and Seals will be fouled. Now with 12.1 on the clock. I would love to see Deja Blanks get fouled and go to the free throw line. That would be 5 Wolverines in double figures. She's got 9 points.
And I believe that would be all the starters.
Seals at the line, her free throw on the way, and good. 78-71. Second free throw is good, and that will do it. Bone pushing up for the Roos, under 10 to play. Bone looking for someone, and a deep three-pointer from Leathers goes, and the clock expires, so that will be a home victory for the Wolverines, a much-needed victory as they were 0-3 in WAC play, now 1-4. To tie it up with the Roos, as the Roos are now 1-4 in WAC play. So a well-rounded, as you said earlier, well-rounded performance from the Wolverines as they came back from 9 down earlier to take an 8-point victory, 79-71. And really a great game from both teams, 50% from the floor for both teams.
Yeah, exactly. And, you know, it was a tremendous game for almost every Wolverine player that played. Hadley Nielsen, is it?
Nielsen, yep.
She came in, played super sparing minutes. In a minute, she scored a huge basket for the Wolverines. I mean, every single player on the Wolverine squad came in and did something phenomenal. So it's great to see these Wolverines come out and play a tremendous game.
So we won't have time for a player or coach interview. Got to get going to the wrestling match here. But again, I'm Kyle Bruder. Alongside was Josh Monson. And the Wolverines come away with a huge home conference victory against UMKC, 79-71. Our players, it can't really be one player of the game. Let's go players. I guess we are going to get an interview. I was wrong. So Coach Nixon heading over to the scorer's table. We'll get a quick little interview with her. Coach, thanks for joining us. A big, much-needed home conference victory for your team. 4 players in double figures. Talk about your team's performance today.
Oh yeah, like you said, Kyle, that's just been a long time coming. You know, these girls have really battled through mostly thick, but I guess thick and thin the last month or so, and just super happy for them. You know, I have the privilege of watching them every day just work and, you know, try to get better, and it's a great feeling to see them come out and be successful. I thought really we responded in the way that, you know, you hope your team is going to respond when it gets close like that. And, you know, I really feel confident in these girls. If they'll just come out and play and do what they do, then, you know, I think we'll be able to get a little momentum going here. But we're going to just celebrate this one tonight and prepare tomorrow and hopefully come out Saturday and be able to continue our momentum.
What do you think was different about Patrice tonight? You know, she's kind of played sparing minutes throughout the season, but she just came alive and was just, I feel like that's the player that you brought over to UVU, and like, what was different about her tonight than what we've seen as of late?
Yeah, you know, I think the thing with Patrice that I'm the most proud of is that she, like you said, I mean, the kid's a first-team junior college All-American, and I've been sitting her on the bench. She took that challenge and she stepped up. She's been vocal. She's been a leader. She's improved defensively. That was one of the main areas we really needed her to get better at. She just comes to practice with great energy, and as you saw tonight, you know, she does things that no one else on our team can do. She has a crossover that'll just break everybody's ankles, you know.
I think it broke mine once or twice,
Yeah,
actually.
mine too, but just super proud of her, not just for tonight's performance, but how she's handled the challenge of trying to work her way off the bench. And I think what we showed tonight is that we, look at that. We got 4 kids in double figures. Deja almost had she had 9, almost 10. Deja led us in rebounding, and I think that's the way that we need to play. Boy, it was great to see Becca make some baskets, and she's had so many good looks, and just great to see her get on track. And like I said, this one we're gonna just enjoy for a little bit.
Well, you got Chicago State, who's at the bottom of the WAC standings. You got them on Saturday. Still, never an easy task. What do you guys need to do to come away with another victory at home?
Well, really, for us right now, it's nothing about who we play. Honestly, very, very little about who we play. We need to obviously we'll prepare and be ready for them. But I think our team just needs to play Utah Valley basketball. Just relax and remember what they do. I told them before the game. I said, you're better than you've ever been in your entire life at basketball. Just be confident in what you do and go out there and do it. And sometimes when you fall short repeatedly, sometimes kids forget that they're getting better and they're improving. But really rewarding for them tonight. And, hopefully, like you said, it's important that we come back Saturday, that we don't have a letdown. And I don't think we will, but just happy for them.
All right, thank you so much, Coach.
Thank you. Appreciate it, Kyle.
Yep. So, again, that was head coach Kathy Nixon, her thoughts on today's game. And that's going to wrap it up for us. Again, I'm Kyle Bruder. Alongside was Josh Monson today. Utah Valley with a big home victory, 79-71. Thanks for joining us on the WAC Digital Network. Enjoy the rest of your evening.
This copyrighted telecast of the Western Athletic Conference may not be retransmitted, reproduced, or rebroadcast without the express written consent of the WAC Digital Network.